What's up, YouTube? I'm Christopher Lee. Welcome to Christopher Lee Shreds. This is my Ibanez lawsuit 2350 Cherry Red, and it is, as you can see, much more original than before. It was quite a pain in the butt. And my dad, who is the madman behind most of my soldering stuff, you know, it's me and him. It's always a fun project to get together with him, but he had a hell of a time putting in these pickups. The Gibson Burstbucker, the braided things, they're just, he had to really heat up the connections in order to get that solder to really stick. It was a bit trying, but we got it together, and I had to really grind these plastics to make it fit, because they're not original. But we did discover that, you know, the actual black pickguard that was on here was original. They just painted it. You know, because the back of it was a cream color that matched all this, and I was like, what? So maybe there's a way to save it. We'll try to figure that part out. But it is restored color scheme. I think it looks really nice. It kind of reminds me of Christine from Stephen King's book there. This like a, you know, one man's obsession, but I could definitely see, you know, that like 50s classicness to it. It's very nice, even though, you know, obviously 1975. But yeah, this guitar is much more microphonic. There's a certain magic to it now when it's hooked up to the Marshall and played on a dirty channel with a tube screen. I mean, just the whole setup. You know, it feeds back in a pleasant way, whereas, you know, before it was missing that, and it didn't have the crispness of the clean tones. I'll show you a picture of the pickups as well. You know, like I said, we had a fun time getting those original ones out of there, but they might be original ones in general. They might actually be Maxon originals. I'll show a picture of them. Maybe you guys can tell me what they are. If they are original, you know, I apologize to the purists out there if I butchered the guitar, but they didn't sound good. What I put in here, which is a Maxon 70s and a Gibson. This one is 1974, the pickup model. So that's when it was made. Gold, probably from a Graco, I believe. This one here, Gibson Burstbucker. Don't know the age, but it's older, you can tell. Yeah, it sounds amazing. The whole thing sounds amazing, and now it does that Les Paul thing that you expect them to do with a Marshall. This thing. It's feeding back at a relatively very low volume. I'm not super loud. I'm not cranking it to get that feedback. And it's a pleasant feedback. It swells in smoothly. There's a smoothness to it. And, you know, the bridge pickup. The neck. Does basically the same thing. It's got more harmonics to it, more microphonics to it. The whole thing just is a lot better, in my opinion. Oops, I might not be in frame there. It's a lot better. Sorry if I've been out of frame the whole time. The guitar is what we want anyway. Who cares about me? But yeah, so we'll run through some tones. As usual, the song you just heard is recorded with this. All my Tones and Thoughts videos are recorded with the guitar. You know, there's always an intro song recorded with the guitar that I'm using. And this one inspired a kind of a G chord dad rock fest, but it just, you know, it sounds that good when paired up with that Marshall tone. You know, it's something magical about it. So, you know, and then, yeah, there's definitely a huge upgrade. Like I said, the original pickups, they might have been original. They might have been they were definitely Japanese. They might have actually been for this guitar when it first came out, but the wire braiding was different. This is a Switchcraft switch. I know that's different. I think someone definitely did some tinkering. I'm 50-50 on whether or not they're just some nice Japanese ones that someone put in there. But regardless, though, they were exposed to the elements. The covers were off. There was lots of corrosion and rust just on the pickups themselves. So they aged to a point where they sounded very harsh. Didn't sound bad. I'm going to keep them. But they didn't sound great either. Now I think this guitar is one of, it stands out as one of the best sounding guitars that I have. So we'll go through some tones using the line 6 like I usually do for my tones. So we'll go through the tones, and then you guys let me know what you think. There it is, YouTube. Like I said, I really think it makes a difference. The upgrades that I did, the restoration that me and my dad did, I think that it's really made a big difference. Like I said, my dad is the brains behind the soldering, and this was not an easy job to do, but there's definitely some payoff. When taking it apart, we discovered this is a Switchcraft switch. The Switchcraft switch makes it, feel really sturdy. It's loud. You probably hear it. It's loud. It's snappy. I guess that's how they're supposed to be. I don't know. This is my first Les Paul style guitar, so. But yeah, it's You know, again, made in Japan. You can find these things on Reverb for probably with the original pickups. You know, unless, like I said, those other pickups were original, but you know, they weren't braided. They were a pain in the butt to get out. That I mean, they, you know, with this thing being swapped out, I feel like they were definitely Japanese, but maybe someone just swapped them out for a different model. Who knows? Or maybe they just, you know, shifted everything like my dad thinks to make that treble output really high put, and then you know, shift it so that, you know, it was just getting as much treble and as much high output as, you know, as much gain probably as possible, which, you know, I guess is, you know, a possibility. But yeah, I really think it sounds better now. It sounds much more smooth. You know, we did put the, you know, my dad got me as a gift here these gold strings, 24 karat gold. They're Maximas from the 80s. So everything on this guitar is old. It's all old like me. You know, I was born 82. These strings might be from 82. Who knows? But 1975, 80 strings, you know, from Germany. They don't feel any different than my Diodarios. I would say even because they're, yeah, I would even say they kind of sound relatively the same. I mean, it could be a darker in tone. You know, if you go look at some videos out there in the interwebs, you know, it'll definitely say it's darker in tone. And that could be a thing. But I don't really notice it. The other ones were so harsh that were on here. You know, that's the other thing. I do a lot of these videos. You know, I don't always restring the strings. I've just got the guitar, you know, and that's just me playing them. This one has a fresh set of these, you know, extremely gold strings here. So it was a very good upgrade. You know, I love this guitar. I'm very curious about, you know, how other models stack up to it. Again, you know, you can find these on Reverb all day. I didn't pay a lot of money for mine. I got real lucky. You know, so, you know, it's right around, you know, that Goldilocks zone of what you want to pay for a guitar. Not too much, not too little. So definitely good guitar. I appreciate you guys watching it. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. See ya.